Here I am at METALGODS with Rain of Fury. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good, thank you very much.
Very good.
Sounds like you've had quite a year so far.
Well, it's been a slow start. Purely because we're concentrating on our second album at the moment. But I think from this point on, it's going to start getting pretty busy as well. All the tour dates kick in, a lot of the national festivals. So yeah, it's going to get very busy for us.
Excellent. Tell us more about the music you're recording.
Wow, what can we give away?
Teasers, go on.
It's
teasers.
a secret. Well, if you've heard the first album, it's heavier. It's a bit faster. There's more riffs, more shredding. Boyson's going to town on the vocals on this one. So yeah, all round, I think it's just a big progression for the band. So.
Yeah, it's feeling really exciting at the moment. I think
And have you all got a favourite so far on there?
On the new one.
Yeah.
Me.
Pretty much each time we
say you as well.
I think pretty much each time we work on a new song, that kind of feels like this is the single, and then we'll work on another one. It's like actually this is the single, and I think that's a really good sign that everything's sort of feeling pretty strong. So we've no idea yet. We're really happy with the way it's going, but
on the good side, we haven't thought, well, that's crap. So yeah, it's alright.
Yeah, that's a very good sign.
Thing.
Yeah.
So here you are at METALGODS. Where are you next?
Next, we are at Hard and Heavy Fest in Abertillery in Wales.
Oh yes.
A friend of ours, Vinny, is putting on a free show, which is also collecting a few quid for Headbangers Balls, which is obviously a cause close to our heart. So we're going to join in with a few old friends there.
Right. And can you tell me a bit more about Headbangers Balls?
I can.
How you're involved?
Yeah. Well, it's
Should we just fuck off?
well, it started because Wyson last year celebrated 5 years clear of testicular cancer, and we wanted to do something to celebrate that. Maybe we thought about a little charity show, and it kind of went from there. You know,
sort of snowball, hasn't it?
It kind of did, yeah. What happens when you have a couple of beers and kind of get crazy ideas? But this time we kind of rolled with it, and ended up doing the 12 shows with 50 bands around the country, and it was hard work, but it was really well received. And coming back this year to hopefully do a little bit better, a little bit more. We've got another 50 or so bands. We're concentrating on 4 all-day shows this year, with some smaller free shows around it.
That's the mini balls, is it?
Yeah, the small balls.
Small balls, that's it.
There's so many balls puns, it's fantastic.
Yes.
That's also named after Boyson.
But this year we're small ball, singular.
Small ball, yeah, sorry.
Bad taste. But we're doing it later in the year this time. We're trying to avoid the festival clash. And the heat, because that was a killer last year, and hopefully more people will be up for getting involved later in the year once they've been to a few festivals, get into it. We'll have released our new album, we'll be really pumped for it, so yeah, we're very excited.
Excellent. And they do have a website for Headbangers Balls?
Yeah, it's just headbangersballs.co.uk, though most of the stuff we do is via Facebook, so if you search Headbangers Balls on Facebook, you'll find us, and we like to keep sort of chatting with people, and we give away free stuff and get people engaged, because that's what it's all about. It's about bringing people into the scene and getting people aware of what we're doing as well. It's not just about the fundraising.
And looking at the lineup so far for the shows this year, the bands being involved, it's well worth going and checking it out and getting involved and going to see some of these bands, because the whole thing is looking really good.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully in a few years' time we're going to sort of really take it to a level where we're competing with some of the bigger boys, because I think the interest is growing enough, and we're doing the right thing. We're doing something for the music scene, we're doing something for charity, so hopefully people are sort of latching on to what we're doing and enjoying it as well.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Right, Rain of Fury, what's up for you for the rest of the year then?
Live shows. Well, we've got the album going on.
Yeah.
Take some time off.
Yeah. No. Well, we're constantly developing the new album, but mostly it's live shows. I think as we get towards the end of the year, we're playing more and more shows.
Right.
Yeah, it's getting busier and busier. But obviously we're trying to prioritise getting this new album done.
Ready, so when you go and do the live shows, it's there. And how would you like to see your album? Would you like to see it on download, CD, vinyl,
everything?
We're not one of these bands that thinks that download, is not right. We want anyone to listen to it in any way. We just don't care. Why limit what people can hear of it?
Yeah.
So if you want to download it, download it. If you want to,
We are going to try and make it
we can afford it. You can have it.
a little bit different though. Say if we do a vinyl, it'll have an extra track on it, and etc. You know, so you're not just buying the same thing over and over.
A lot of people who follow us are into the sort of exclusive stuff, so they like the vinyl and they definitely still buying the CDs. But download's always good. It's most accessible, and that's the way people are buying music these days.
And that's the thing with vinyl is the artwork is very important for the cover. People really go for the artwork.
That's something that's very important to us as well.
Yeah.
Our artwork's always been decent artwork.
Yeah.
We have the same artist who did the first one and the EP, Matt Dixon. He's done artwork as well.
And the Headbangers Walls artwork as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
It's definitely vinyl worthy.
it's been really well received, and I think that's why we sell T-shirts. People like that, and for us, I mean, it's what these guys set the band up for, was to sort of do what you wanted to see when you were a kid. When you go in a record shop and you flick through your albums, all these bands you haven't heard of, the one that catches your eye is the one with the album cover, and that's what we want to sort of play back to. It's all about that feeling when you're a kid and when you discover new stuff, and we still get a kick out of it now. So it's good. It's really important to us.
I mean, there's been a thing recent. I don't know whether because you've been able to see it. There's a petition going around, and they need 100,000 signatures because there's going to be a change in the law to do with noise from councils. Have you seen that?
I have, yeah. It's crazy. So basically, anyone could just rock up and move into an area and then immediately complain about the noise pollution in an area,
and
get
then
clubs
venue will
closed.
close. As easy as that, and we're
If it happens,
losing
we're
so many.
Yeah.
Horrendous.
Well, it's bad enough anyway. I mean, just corporate development's taking over places. So
It's like the Fleece with that, isn't it?
Yeah,
This petition to save that. That's been around about 30 to 40 years. That's a music venue.
yeah, in Check the Fox in London as well. Thankfully, they're back and stronger than ever. But yeah, it's hard.
It is hard out there. Yeah.
I don't know which way it's going to go, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's a thing that without the venues, the bands can't play, and the bands need to support the venues. Otherwise, the venues, it's just like a loop, isn't it? We all have to support each other.
Yeah, as if it's not hard enough anyway.
Yeah.
I played a thing a while back. It was a different, an old punk band that a bunch of crusty punks basically broke into and took over an old industrial estate and just set up a festival there. It worked really, really well. It's the middle of London. So
That's the way to do it.
At the end of the day, just guerrilla it.
The crazy thing is, in Europe, they'll close a town down and have a festival in the town. It's free to go. And still the band still get paid. The council like funded it.
That's the thing. In this country, music's still the enemy, isn't it? I mean, that's why punk and rock and metal was set up, is to kind of be the antidote to that. Yet we're still facing the same stuff now.
Because it was this thing about Glastonbury, wasn't it? There was the kick up about Metallica playing because they didn't want long-haired heavy metal types going to watch them. I mean,
Isn't Glastonbury like an arts festival?
It was Glastonbury was the true sort of hippie long-haired festival, and has more arrests and more crime than any of the proper Bloodstock anywhere else.
Yeah.
So I mean, it just like
There's just no understanding of the music scene.
They might attract people that don't do drugs. That's what I'm saying though. You know what I mean? It's like you got Metallica coming in, but they've got all these other dance bands and stuff. Everyone getting pilled up, and it's like, but the problem is because they're a bit loud,
Yeah, there is.
No
there is.
understanding.
Absolutely. I mean,
loud men that have been through rehab.
and I think also with metal now, because before it was like it was metal music. Now there's so many different types and variations and names of different things that's coming out. I mean, we've heard some really, really strange names of types of metal coming out, which is like, well, what the hell is that? I mean, have you been labelled? Somebody tried to label you in any sort of way?
I don't think so.
Well, I think we call ourselves metal. That's what it is. I mean, because I know what you're saying. There's about 1 billion different subgenres, isn't there? But
We always get the thrash metal label, whereas I would say we're metal.
it's just metal,
In there, you know what I mean?
I think the fact that our music is kind of, like I said about the album covers, it's what we like to listen to when we were kids. We're not trying to be anything different. We're not trying to separate ourselves into something new. We're just playing the music we like, and we hope people like
You want
it.
to play the music for the fans?
Play the music we like.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, there's a lot of people out there who like what we make, so that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
But I think other bands are kind of the victims of the way the live scene works. When things are failing, when venues close and certain types of band don't bring the fans in, people feel the need to separate and become a subgenre and be something different and break through. I think people are kind of desperate to find the new way of being a different band who isn't suffering the same problems, and I think that's basically the result of it. I don't think it's working. I think it's a bit of a joke at times.
That's how the screamo, emo, post-melodic hardcore, all that crap. It's just listen to it. If you like it, you like it.
If you're good, you're good.
Some
Yeah.
people turn their noses up at something because it's described as something. But why don't you have a listen to it? If you like it, great. If you don't listen to it. Don't just because it's got a name on it doesn't mean it's going to be crap. It's going to be good. So yeah.
And do you think some of the metal magazines don't help, like Kerrang and Metal Hammer, Terrorizers? Probably, some of them aren't as bad as the others, but some of the things that they describe themselves, though they used to be like metal magazines, but some of the stuff that they have in it is like, is it really music related these days?
The trouble is that you got to remember that metal mags and all that, they're a business.
Yeah.
They've got to make money, and they ain't going to make money by putting us on the front cover, or putting the real true bands on there. To get on the front cover, you've got to be selling a lot. And these magazines, they don't do it for fun. They do it to make money. So,
It's a self-perpetuating problem, though, isn't it? It's you're not the sort of band who makes it into a magazine, and then the magazine has to find the bands that are popular with people, and it just becomes more and more commercial all the time, and in the end there's just no opportunity for any of the bands who are here today.
It does seem to be that on some of them it's the same band on the front cover because I haven't got anybody else. After a certain length of time it's the same band again, and then a few months it's the same band again, and it's just like, well...
But then their sales are spiralling.
It is annoying when you see, I look at these bands and I look at the bands and I'm like, I don't like them, and then month after month it's like, but if you look back to when they were good, it was still these best-selling bands that were on the front cover. It's just that we liked them. Back then it was like, Skid Row on it, I'll do that, because I like Skid Row. But now it's bands that it's just all changing.
The main problem I have with these magazines is the fact that they have a page or 2 pages at the front dedicated to new music. And that's where they abuse it, because that is the place where you're not selling any magazines based on what's in the new section, and that's where the new bands should be. And they're not the new bands, they're still looking for the popular bands or the bands who've got the son of Bruce Dickinson or someone like that, you know what I mean? It's still trying to be commercial, whereas that's our opportunity to get in there, at least get a small name. That's not happening anymore. And I think Terrorize is probably one of the only magazines that are still trying to do it, but you can see they're going the same way as well, because financially they're in trouble, and they've got to do what they can.
At the end of the day, it's money.
Yeah.
They've got to be able to support that business.
And I suppose the way to go for new bands are these, like the METALGODS magazine, Firebrand, other ones. They're online magazines now, and
they're the ones who come to us, and that means so much to us that there is still someone there, even with smaller audience. It tends to be a better quality audience, but certainly for our fans. But they're coming to us and asking us, what we're doing, and that's so important.
That's where it has to be a two-way thing. That the bands have to get the magazines, these online magazines, out there for people to have knock-on effect there, so they can thrive and get more people involved. Well, I always ask a random question. Are you ready for the random question? Box of Quality Street on the table. Which is the one that you wouldn't touch with a barge pole? Which one would you leave behind?
Orange one for me.
I can't even remember what's in them.
There's the purple triangle. No, green triangle. There's the silver gold penny toffee.
I think anything with toffees, because I'm getting to that age now where it can cause problems.
He says he's getting to that age, but he got ID the other day.
I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
But then I didn't have any ID. They went, oh, it's all right. I think she had a proper look. I'm 40.
Ish.
Vegan, so wouldn't have any of them.
He'd just have a nice drink of water and some bread.
He wouldn't even be at the party because he's just like that.
Unless he's in the van or it's Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's like a decent turkey on, you know what I mean? Maybe a spit
His
roast.
next meal's coming from.
Oh, fucking eat anything.
So the other thing I flip it is like your favourite, you're like the same one, say, and it's left. There's one left in the tin. Who would get to it before everybody else?
Magic, because he'll just moan and moan and moan and moan unless he gets
Beat
it.
everyone up.
Yeah, he's too competitive. He'd be in there, somersault in,
It doesn't matter who gets to it first. I'm the one who's going to leave.
All right, okay.
and then we find out John, who isn't here, is just on top of it.
Well, no, it's probably been somewhere else before he ate it. So we just sort of sit back and go, yeah, you can have it, Dave.
That's the reason it's there.
Take by force. And even if you just want to.
Just because, really.
Wait till he gets it, then jump on it. Take by force.
And if you could be,
Stamp on it.
if you could be sponsored by any company, who would you like to be sponsored by?
Bank of England.
That's a good answer.
That's a very good answer.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Just something that's going to give me a bit more cash, or so that I don't ever have to pay for my drums.
Bank of England, eh? You can see that on pound signs, you know. And
Well, we'd have like money suits and like everything. It'd be
Magic
great.
fiver.
Excellent. Well, guys, thank you very much for giving me some of your time, and looking forward to catching your show later. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Cheers.
All right. Cheers. Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you.
Oh, slip it round.
Cheers.